All right, we've got what it seems like in the background, like what I set myself 3 days ago. But I genuinely I'm on the way to getting through everything. We made progress, so yesterday was more just about making a start, and we made progress. So I now know what's in the savings pot that I showed yesterday, and I now know what I have in total in the bank. So in that regard, we progressed, but there is more progress that I want to make, which is to track the bank balance, the progress of the bank balance, where I left off from last time I was tracking in this journal here. I was tracking since the 4th of December. I ripped one of these pages out. Got some blue tack that I had from a whole load of stationery that I've collected over the years, and then yeah, from the 4th of December I started tracking my finances, but I stopped. Let's actually find out when was the last time I tracked. Jeez. Well, I think one of the main reasons as to why I stopped tracking is because I completely filled the book up. But nearing the end of the book, I started writing my thoughts down that I was having after I put all the screens out of the room. So yeah, completely run out of space. But this has allowed me to work through thoughts that I had on my mind at the time, and without it I wouldn't be where I am today. So yeah, okay. I haven't tracked since the 14th of March this year. Me even going to find out is a start. But yeah. And I can tell you right now, I had much less in the bank then than I do now. But we are here and ready to make these money moves and actually do fun things that pay me. So I've actually started making a move on that even before this journey, with making talks about like doing consultations with not a friend, but someone that I've known in the gym for quite a while now. We've decided that his name will be Cause instead of his real name, just so that there's that compromise. So there was a compromise for reasons I'm not going to explain. Yeah, I was thinking about consultations, Amazon KDP journals, and the YouTube thing, putting ads here as another source of income. And I certainly can do all these things. Maybe try FBA as well. There was one guy that was on a show saying, oh, I was into Amazon FBA, and at 18 I've been able to buy my mum a house, even though in the starting stages she thought I was just doing nothing, and she wouldn't be able to know, and that she thought that he wouldn't amount to anything. He'd say, not using that wording, but something very similar. You may think, well, if I just said, going back, you may think, well, if I just said I had less in the bank during March time, but now, even though you've said that you haven't been earning any money for a few months? How is it that you've got more in the bank? How is that the case? In reality, I don't. It's just the student loans and using them bit by bit, piece by piece. That's what that is really. I don't. Do I want to explain how this works? No, it's very personal. That's very personal. If I am to, not right now, maybe when I'm earning quite a lot of money, then yeah, fine, but not right now. I won't explain that now. But yesterday, when the cameras are off, after filming the money video, I was just laying on my sister's mattress, using these cards as visualization techniques, and doing visualization techniques, just closing my eyes, and instead of them being flashcards, I'm now in my head seeing them as £50 banknotes. And I've done the calculations here. This is 37 cards, and this, as you can see, is 100. 100 plus 37 is 137. Times that by 50, as in £50 notes, and 137 of them, that is £6,850 right here. And this is just here, and the money's ringing, the money's calling, and I'm asking it, come over, where you at? Where you at? That's what I was asking when the camera's off, just before filming this. It's not like I'm in desperate need of you, but right now, you know what? I'd like to make some operations and make some moves. I probably could do a thumbnail where this is when I turn it into its monetary equivalent of it, instead of being 137 flashcards, is actually 137 £50 banknotes. I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen. Bit by bit, piece by piece. And I'll talk about what I'm doing to make that money. I think it can be through consultations, can be through selling journals and making thousands a month of that. Anyway, going back to the visualization technique that I was trying out last night, I closed my eyes, I was just laying in bed, and I was just playing about with the money like this, thinking about making money moves really, and feeling it and really believing that this is money. This is a tactic that Napoleon Hill from Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill talks about. Visualizing that it's actually a reality. Basically, an idea that First Man has spoken about, but through physique, actually seeing past the reality of things, what you can see when you look in the mirror, being able to look past that, especially if you've never been in shape in your life. It's going to be much more of a challenge to visualize yourself in shape compared to if someone's been in shape before, because they know what that feels like. It's been a reality for them. But for the people like me at this point in time who've never been in shape ever in their lives before, they've never felt what it's truly like to be in shape with a six-pack, booming, beaming abs showing, the diet, the dating life. It can be different for everyone. But I'm just saying, I'm not saying everyone has a vibrant dating life just because they have just because their six-pack abs are showing. No, not necessarily. But those people that have been in shape, they know what it feels like. They know how they think. They know how they feel physically and mentally. They know how it feels to eat the sort of foods that allow them to stay in that physique, and they know the exercises to do as well, and how many reps, how many sets. They know what works. But like First Man was saying in one of his videos, it seems like in order to actually get to that level for the first time, you've got to see past that and you've got to visualize. just like how I'm doing through here, instead of these. Yeah, in reality they're flashcards, yeah, but you can absolutely visualize them being banknotes. I think that may be another thumbnail. So this would be, it would have to be 137 £50 notes, because this is 137. This is the start. This is the day 2. So the thumbnail, when I have the real 137 £50 notes, could be like this, and or depending on what I'm thinking, could be like this as well. I might try both. So to just make it clear, how have I actually improved today? Well, today, right now, I've gone and actually seen the last time I tracked my bank balance, which was the 14th of March this year. I started on the 4th of December. Yesterday, I also improved by getting a new pad for my finance tracking. And I've got a wholesale pad. I got this pad as well. This is a pad that I bought for GCSEs at A-levels that I never used, from B&M or The Range. And then I also got these flashcards here, again for studying, but now for money visualization. Don't necessarily need uni or sixth form to actually provide monetary value, regardless of what school teachers and your parents, your family think. I'm just going to prove that that's just not the case. You don't need to go to university or to go to sixth form to provide a lot of value that's worth much more than you could ever get as an employee. I'll just prove that. I'm on the way to proving it every day. You can start from small, just like how I am. You can start with these visualization tactics. And I'm telling you that you not only, albeit regardless of how cliche, you must believe in yourself when you say you're on the way to making money. On the way to, not going to, not will, but you're on the way to making money. Saying you are on the way to making money implies that you're putting in action right now, today, so that that can happen in the future. Wording matters a lot. And I'm just going to show day by day, bit by bit, that just like how I made progress in the plank journey, I'm going to be making progress in the money making and just doing fun things that pay me. With the way how I'm getting in shape with what I'm eating, I'm having thoughts in my mind that I could genuinely get paid by modelling. I could have a lot of fun modelling. It may not be like that Kevin, your dog just died video where that guy was just acting like a prick, trying to test all of the men like he's a fucking chick. I hate that rhymed, but yeah, that guy was acting like an arsehole. I think maybe it's just for the TV, maybe it's because of his own insecurities that he's built over the years in the modelling industry, potentially due to being a model himself and experiencing many insecurities whilst being on the catwalk and all of that. He could have his own deeper problems, which is just oozing out of him through what seems to be him showing cockiness and arrogance, just testing the guys, making passive aggressive comments and that. Such as I don't even remember. I'm saying this without examples. I don't know. I feel like, oh, there you go. There's my female explanation, and I think that's just with that confusion tactic. Yes. One girl I was speaking to in the gym recently did that. Not really. It was actually a short while ago. Lola, when I asked her to explain, why do you dislike how your nose looks? Because I look like, no. Why do you dislike how your face looks? Because I look like my mum. Why is that unwanted? I don't know. I feel like, oh. There you go. That was basically how the conversation went. That is absolutely not how it went word for word. Let me have some integrity and honesty in that, but I had to keep on being like, come on, like, why is it that you think this way? But at the end, I just let her know that I didn't want to pressure her or anything like that. It was just that I was just curious, because she was saying that, but then she didn't give an explanation. Why would you dislike how your face looks? Everyone has a for these people who do believe that, everyone can have their own reasons. But yeah, I allowed myself to have that ounce of curiosity sparked in me from her saying that. I don't think there's anything wrong with having curiosity. If something doesn't make sense to you, ask. That's probably one major thing that some school teachers actually do teach, but how they go about it isn't necessarily incorrect, but it's unhelpful. Just saying, oh, if you're confused on anything and you want help, just ask. Just saying that isn't enough. I think from a student's perspective, the next level you'd have to go is actually make it very clear to them that, like, we are all human. We don't know everything. Even I don't know everything. For example, I may get something wrong, and if you're feeling stuck on anything, it's more than okay to just put your hand up. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to shout sir. You don't have to shout miss. I remember one of my chemistry teachers making it very clear, if you're stuck on anything, just ask. He didn't use that very specific wording from my memory anyway, but he did make that clear. But he didn't go that step further to say, oh, I sometimes get shit wrong. I get shit wrong, and it's more than okay. It's more than okay for you to not understand the concept that you're just getting used to. I mean, for God's sake, we go through, in this case, chemistry. We go through chemistry topic to topic, month after month. With the way how we switch things so quickly, I can understand why it can seem confusing to a student. Can you argue that these people who are in school aren't students? They're just people who just turn up? I would. Student would imply that you're studying. Studying would imply that you're learning. But learning what? Long term. Be honest with yourself. Are you, as a GCSE, A-level or university student, you genuinely, I'm not even going to ask a question. I'm not even going to ask it as a question, as a rhetorical question. No, you genuinely could be going through life, because that way of life, going through the uni process and just getting a job, could be the life that your parents has set out for you and think is best for you, when in reality it may not be. When in reality you may be wanting something else, but you haven't just taken the time to actually consider, what is it that I truthfully want? I didn't. I mean, I said to my parents I wanted to take a gap year, and they laughed at me and they said no. But at the end of the day, it was my responsibility to stand my ground and to say, no, I'm being very serious about this. I don't want to do this. But even though I said that I wanted to leave the house so badly, I wanted to leave the house so much, to just, in the wording I'd use is to escape my parents' wing. That was the exact phrasing I'd use. That's why I wanted to leave to go to university, not because I actually wanted to study and get a degree. And maybe it's the same for you guys, but that was my main reason. I just wanted to leave because I was trying to escape that toxic environment of shouting, all that shouting in the house, all the shouting, all the boredom I was experiencing, seeing the same shit over and over again, being in the same area for prolonged periods of time, long periods of time, maybe months at a time. I mean, this has taken a very serious turn, but Maybe it was needed. Oh, it is actually to do with money. To be fair, we can actually make this relevant back to money. Through uni, one of the main reasons why I quit was watching watching a university dropout talk about Improvement Pill, watching Improvement Pill, and he was talking about, pardon me, I'm looking at these stats and I'm seeing, no, this is what he's saying, something along the lines of what I'm about to say now. I'm looking at these stats and I'm seeing, imagine that I am him right now and I'm saying this. I'm looking at these stats and I'm seeing X%. These people are underemployed, meaning they've got a degree, but they still can't find a job anyway. And I was thinking, you know what? Nah, I'm not doing this uni thing. Even though I really didn't like the area I was in, I really liked the area I was in. And I really liked the fact that I was able to travel from area to another. Even if I wanted to walk into a different area, I could. If I wanted to travel was very easy. The area is well versed in travel. I liked every single part of it, but the main reason why I was there for, or the main reason, in fact, that my parents set me out there for, to go and study and get a degree so I could get a job. But I don't think, because of the generation they come from, I don't think they know you don't need to go and get a degree to actually make a lot of money. Earning a lot of money comes from the value that you provide to other people. That's where it comes from, not from what sort of degree that you have. I'm telling you, people, employers, from the things I've heard, employers, they'd much rather take someone that has years of experience than someone that's just come out of uni with a degree, because that you can bet your ass that person who has years of experience can actually perform the job, instead of the person that's just scribbled on a pen for potentially got themselves into over 80 grand worth of debt. That was the path I was taking. I was regularly nearing the ending stages before I came back home. I was eating takeaway like at least 3 times a week. There was a takeaway shop nearby, no longer than a 10-minute walk away. Bop over there, get the large chips, then bop back to accommodation and just eat in the room, and just put on weight, put on more weight. There was a time when I was doing the complete opposite as well, where I didn't go without eating for an entire week after watching a Von 2 Cut video in which he was talking about doing the same thing. And I actually made videos of myself back then on another phone of my experiences whilst doing that, and I also wrote down my experiences. This was during November 2020 times. I did this. Why did I do it? For some sort of enlightenment. I don't know what I was expecting, but that shit was, it was unnecessary. I put myself through unnecessary, that was an unnecessarily tough situation. I didn't need to put myself through that. However, without it, I wouldn't be where I am today. So in that sense, I can feel grateful. But yeah, I was expecting that maybe I could get some form of enlightenment from it. Like how some people might from Ramadan, for example. During those times and before those times, my mind was a fucking sponge. A sponge that would follow blindly. with those. That was, yeah, I tried that out. I was just feeling hungry at the end, and I eventually broke it. I won. I did do the whole week. But was there really any need for me to do that? This was 7 days. No food. Don't think it was, yeah, no food or water. 7 days, no food or water. The most I get is water from the shower going into my skin. That was it. For 7 days. That was, oh, fucking hell. Maybe talking about this is something that I really need to talk about, because it is related to uni. It is related to uni, as it was one of the main things that I did there. Go without food or water for a week. And I told people about this as well. Not university students, 2 guys at a chip shop. 2 guys at 2 different chip shops who were working at the chip shops. They both said they didn't understand. And I understood, and that was more than enough for me. But after the second time, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to tell people about this anymore. Some people, there is a lesson to learn from that. If you're trying to improve your life, some people won't understand what you're doing. And that's more than okay, as long as you understand and you think that it's going to be beneficial for you long term. Then I say go for it. Go for it. I don't know why I said it like that. Go for it. Because without me doing that, I wouldn't be where I am today. And sometimes when you go about improving your life, you can go about it in unhealthy ways. But without changing and going through that unhealthy way first, you might not find that healthy way, that constructive way to be able to improve your life, like how I have through these consistent videos, instead of starving myself. And that could have been why I ate so much nearing the ending stages, because that was that 1 week period that I starved myself. A lot happened during those few months that I was actually there. And then the rest of the year I came back home because I thought university wasn't worth it. And what do I think now? Yeah, university absolutely is not worth it for me. That's not the way of life that I want to go through. I understand that as long as I provide value to people through these sorts of things, that I'll be able to earn money. And I think the reason why my parents really wanted me to be earning and to go through uni is because that is the way that they understand that you can at least get some sort of money, which is potentially higher than what they earn, and which is like, wow, when in reality, it's nowhere near 6 figures. It probably isn't even half that. So I studied biomedical engineering at this university, and I was looking on the internet. It was saying you could get a maximum of 50 grand a year. But how many years worth of experience would I have had to get to that point? A small 50 grand a year. Not a month, but a year. Some footballers, because of the time that they put in and the value they provide to people, they can get that shit in a week. And you're trying to tell me the most I can make as a biomedical engineering employee in some sort is 50 grand a year. No. I don't think I knew back then, but I now understand that if I really want to, if I set my mind to it, anything is possible. My financial status could be billionaire in 30 years. Or even in 25. Forget for a second how I acquire that money. Yeah, it'd be through legal means, for sure, but just forget how I acquire that money. It's possible. My financial status could become billionaire right now. Do I think it's realistic for that to happen? No, of course not. But can it happen? Yes. Yes, it can. Forget for a second about how that's acquired. Can it happen? Yes. Can it happen? Yes. Yeah, of course. But right now I'm focusing on my mind on 9 figures. And if I want my financial status to become billionaire, just in total of like a whole load of bank accounts, a massive 999 credit score, like everything is just so high up, it's more than possible. But there's no way in hell I'll be able to get there by working for someone else. I'm thinking of going skydiving and flying planes and helicopters, and at least being on my way to having my own aeroplane hangar before I'm 30. At least being on the way to it and having it before I'm 40. Knowing how to fly planes and helicopters and traveling the world before I'm 40, and skydiving before I'm 30. Going through all of these different experiences and growing as a person through doing shit that average Joe wouldn't do. Through doing shit that the average Joe would just see on YouTube. But right now, these are the humble beginnings. Tracking, I know tracking works because I've tracked my meals, and now my physique is starting to get in shape. I mean, it's a prophecy as far as I'm concerned that my physique's going to be absolutely mental by October. 6-pack booming beaming by October, Halloween this year. I may do like a spooky intro for that day. It's like, ooh, I turn the light on and off and shit. Ooh, look at the guy whose 6-pack abs are showing. Ooh, something like that. Just me just playing around, fucking about. I may do that in a APlankingJourney log. Put on, maybe not an outfit, but like maybe put a shirt on and have all of the buttons undone, so you could see my abs booming, beaming. But yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. But getting back to the money now, doing fun things that pay me. So I've seen selling Amazon KDP books as an option. I've seen consultations related to the channel as an option. I've seen YouTube ads as an option. Because of what that guy did, what that guy was talking about on that show, I've seen Amazon FBA as an option. He was talking about, I run a cannabis company over in Canada. Okay. But no, more seriously though, I think if I just keep going at it, my efforts of actually working towards earning megabucks, they will start to show big time, and people will be able to, like how Richard Cooper would say, rip off and duplicate what I'm doing right now, because they'll see, oh shit, you know what, this fucking works. It will become more obvious day by day. But if there are any tips I give myself and give you guys right now, it would be, first of all, you've got to believe in yourself. And branching off that point, the way how you can believe in yourself when you're wanting to do fun things that pay you is do other things unrelated to it beforehand. Build a consistency in other things, other aspects of your life that you want to improve on beforehand. I did this through the plank series, the APlankingJourney logs, through exercise, and through the serious videos whenever I needed to make them. Just because I've been building a consistency, like making at least 6 videos a day, so I can get to that 10,000 mark by 5 years time from now, or from the day I started doing like 6 videos a day. So that would be like 2 days ago or so, when I actually was thinking of this aim. Or maybe yesterday, sorry. Yeah, since yesterday. 5 years from yesterday, I'll have 10,000 this channel, I am not the channel, this channel will have 10,000 videos up to be able to see. Will I make a second channel? I don't know. I might do, but this is, right now, this is more than enough for me to actually deal with. And I want to grow off this first. And if I feel the need to make a second channel for whatever reason, for like growth, like how Money May's doing, by talking about rappers, because people want to see rappers more than they would want to see him. That's just the truth. Not because they dislike him less, but because he's less known than American rappers are. The guy, as far as I'm aware, is American. That's why I said American rappers. Who I've seen on his channel as I was scrolling through the thumbnails and the titles. He's talking about American rappers, mumble rappers, I think, whatever they're called. But you guys, you're gonna see, man. You're gonna see that this shit, what I'm doing, is working. So you gotta believe in yourself. And in order to believe in yourself, what I'd advise you to do is build a consistency in other areas that you want to work on in your life. How I do that and how I have done that is through the plank journey logs, having something to show every single day. Even if it's a 30-second plank, you gotta have something to show every single day. So not only do I believe in myself, but I've built a consistency up in other things to believe in myself that I could stay consistent with this. I don't have to tell myself, oh yeah, I'm going to stay consistent in this. That is just known because of the consistency that I've built through doing the plank journey series. And making productivity checks public instead of private, which I stopped. I stopped the productivity check series that was private a while ago, maybe like 2 months ago. I got to 22 productivity checks, but from now on, they're going to be every day. So yeah, you got to believe in yourself and have that consistency built so strong that you don't have to tell yourself that you're going to stay consistent. You just know through your actions that you'll stay consistent. What else? Track. Since December, I've been tracking my finances. Since the 4th of December, I've been tracking my finances from the day I ripped out a page from this A5 journal book and stuck it on the wall with some blue tack, I think it was white tack, sorry, that I bought during university times. Now, now that I did that, and I stayed consistent with tracking every single day, or if I didn't, I'd catch up. And that's what I've done in this journal quite a few times. But after the first page that I stuck on the wall, I then started filming, started recording in this. Started recording in this journal, and then eventually I completely ran out of space because I was writing about deep thoughts in my mind in this journal instead of tracking my finances. But without it, I wouldn't be where I am today. So yeah, it was needed, and I can write about deep thoughts in my mind in other pads that I have. I have other pads that I could do it in, so that's not a problem. So this will be strictly for tracking finances, and then any deep thoughts that I have in my mind, I can go and write in bigger A4 journals that I've got and that I've bought. And if I run out of journals over there, then I could just buy some more. It's not that hard. So yeah, tracking, I know that tracking has worked. Through meal tracking, I've now lost a bit of weight, even in the space of a week, through taking pictures and actually showing what I eat. Tracking has meant, through the context of eating, tracking has meant that I've actually seen, oh shit, these habits are unwanted. I'm eating so low protein, like 11% protein. Check the meal tracking playlist. That'll show more truth than I am now. The protein macros was like 11%, and hence I was overeating calories wise, so that I could actually feel satiated after like the mac and cheese meal, for example, a couple of days ago. You can see all this shit in the meal tracking playlist. And yeah, because I've actually been I was tracking and becoming more aware, and still I'm tracking. Because I don't know why I said I was thinking of saying because I've been, but that's what came out. Because I've been tracking for a few days now, over a week. I think this is day 9. I've now actually got my eating habits together, and I'm following the macronutrient ratios that my personal trainer gave me of 20 to 25% carbs, 30 to 35% fats, and 40 to 50% protein. That's what I'm working towards every single day, and I've made major improvements to be able to get there. And because I've been having so much protein, so much more protein than I have done in the very early, like day 1, day 2 stages of the meal tracking journey, I've been feeling more full from less food, calories wise. Feeling satiated of low protein foods over an entire day could mean that you eat like 4,000 or could mean I eat like 4,000 calories. But if I have that, if I eat to that same amount in terms of satiety or satiation, but with high protein from anywhere from like 40 to 50% protein, then that will be more like 2,000 calories, which means, see, because my maintenance is around 2,500 that I've calculated on the internet. Or maybe that, it's either me or my personal trainer. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Somehow I thought, yeah, my maintenance is around 2,500 and I'm eating at around 2,000 calories a day, because what I eat is just that satiating. It's not because I'm trying to get in an extreme deficit. No, it's just, it fills me up that much. I'd eat around like I've been eating around anywhere from like 2,000 to 2,300. So yeah, I've been making solid progress. And I now know, because I've been having those experiences through the meal tracking journey, I've obviously progressed. That's number 1. Actually, no, that'd be number 2. And number 1 would be, I've actually fucking realized how unwanted and undesirable the past characteristics of those low protein foods were, because I didn't know how low the protein was before tracking again. And that'd be another thing I'd say. Sometimes you track, sometimes you don't track. But in order to grow as a person, you must remember that this transformation process is an everyday process. You got a lot. There's a lot to think about in this life, you know. A lot. And to me, money's one of them. Because right now, even though I still have quite a lot of the student debt left that I can use to live off, 1, that's not going to last forever. 2, it's now time to actually carry on improving from what I do have and do fun things that pay me. Money is an indicator of stability. That's what I believe. I believe money is an indicator of stability, and that's why parents would feel like my parents, they feel so, they want their child to be earning money, because it shows that they're actually starting to get on their own 2 feet, and that they'll be able to survive without the help of them anymore. I could probably, seeing as the sun setting, I could genuinely talk about this until dark, but for now, no. This process is an everyday process, and it's not something that you can do on a weekly basis, not something that you can do a few times a week. It just isn't. This is something, if you really want to make serious progress It's something that you must do on a daily basis. Now, this actually reminds me of a comment that DDChong put on one of the videos that I made. Very long story short, he was saying, maybe I should instead put weekly videos out there instead of daily videos. But just like how I've said to him and how I'll say now, I absolutely will not do that, and I'm respectfully turning that piece of advice down, because that's not how I got here. This is an everyday process. If you want to film, if you guys out there, and if he wants to film 3 times a week, that's fine, do you. But that's not how I've seen progress in my life. That's not how I've seen my life transform, so I can't go and give you that advice truthfully and say filming 3 times a week works. No, because I'm not doing that. And I think that would be rather audacious and rude of me to say, yeah, you can film 3 times a week, when I started off daily. So that's the way that I'm advising, the way that I'm actually following, and the way that I've been able to get to the point where I'm at today, filming on a daily basis. And now, because I've been filming on a daily basis, I'm now about to start making massive progress, even in the aspect of money. When I was saying you can't make videos, if you were to make videos on this sort of thing, like transforming your life, you can't do it 3 times a week, not if you're taking it seriously enough and you're on a self-improvement wave. That's not a part of the rules. As far as I'm concerned, you're cheating the game. You're trying to do cheats. And I was, in my mind, I was saying, see how that works for you, but it may actually work for you. But for me, daily videos is what's worked, and everyone's different. Everyone may want to film on a different basis other than daily, but daily is what has allowed me to get here. So that's the only way of going about things that I can advocate, that I know from personal experience works. Tracking, making the plank journey logs daily. And going back to what he said, you can make quantity and quality, and I'll show that. Every single day I'm on the way further to showing that. There's no way in hell that I'm not going to be able to have higher quality videos in the space of like 2 years, for example, with these daily videos, because it's something I'm working towards every day. If I'm thinking about becoming world class in the art of transforming my life, you don't think I'm going to make improvements? Come on. That'd be stupid of you to think that I won't make improvements in every single process, in every single aspect of my life, which includes camera quality and video editing. Right now I'm filming on a phone, and I'm on the way to being able to get a laptop that runs DaVinci Resolve smoothly enough for me to be able to actually do solid edits and make even higher quality content than what I'm doing right now in terms of the video production side. And my videos by that point, even through what I say, will hold more value because I would have gone through more shit by that time. And I can only do that by going every day, not on a weekly basis as he advised me to do, which is why I actually brought that point up in the first place, because I was thinking of his comment. Honestly, I did have to edit. I edited out what I said, because I believe that what I was saying when I filmed me talking about this the first time was just me really putting down his channel, and I don't want to put that energy out there, so I've decided to edit it out and actually come from at least more of a place where I'm not actually saying, but your videos have been less consistent than mine, and where I'm just trying to gauge what sort of content, how many videos he's posting daily, then how many videos I'm posting daily. That was very basically what I was saying for about 6 minutes straight in that first time I was talking about this, but I don't want to put that sort of energy out there. Even though I have said it, that was honestly what I was doing, and I'd like to apologise and say sorry for putting out that energy out there. It might not, even though it might not seem genuine, because I've just spoken about it here, I'd rather it be known, because I'm not perfect. I am human. We can all do it sometimes, where we can all put others down, other people down sometimes. Where I was saying, oh, you've made less. You made less in your first month. You made less videos on the channel in the first month of you creating videos than I did in the first month. That way of logic that I was saying in that first time was actually flawed, because he could have deleted videos. How am I meant to know? He could have made numerous channels before that, like how I did. How am I meant to know? I don't know. That way of logic that I was actually giving in that first time I was filming the clip is actually flawed. And I'd like to say sorry for putting out that energy out there to begin with. Even though I am apologising for it, even though it may not sound like it's coming from a genuine place, it is. So I'd like to say to you, I've seen on your bio, your name's Darius. Darius, I'm sorry for doing that. All right. Just carry on talking. It seems like the fact that I've said that alone means that there's something on my mind, and I've immediately have come up with something. So it's now up to me to actually get to tracking tracking the progress of my balance through this. What are the odds? Guys, I was talking about university. This was what I was using to schedule my time at uni. What are the odds? I called this the Goals Management Daily Reviews and Progress Review Journal, starting from the 21st of September 2020. And the purpose of this journal was to manage my efficacy or efficiency in completing daily tasks by reviewing how my days go, along with when I sleep and my sleep quality. In other words, how easy it was to sleep, and if I wake up hours earlier than I want. I had a whole load of topics, but right now I'm not in that. I like that I'm no longer in that mind space and where I'm in uni and that. I may, instead of ripping it out, I actually may keep it because it's a part of the journey and I wouldn't be here without it. So I might actually keep it in the journal. But yeah, I need to write down what is, I need to at least write down a date. And that would be the 15th of March, 2022. So let me just record myself doing that right now. There's no need to get a second pen out. There's one in the book already. Then I can use this right here. I can use this as a bookmark, which I was using a pen for in one of the books. So there you go. And then put this here on one of the books. Call this money tracking, or I can actually call it the series Road to Making Megabucks. And then that would be in large writing, and then in small writing through tracking my finances and making money moves. Like, yeah, I'll get to it. And then I'll put a date here. I don't even know what date it is. What's the date? 23rd of April, I think. Yeah, 23rd of April, 7:52 in the evening. I actually will put the date. I actually will put the time. I usually wouldn't, but just for the sake of history, I will do. And now I'll write 15th of March 2022. There you go, lads and lasses. I have made a start. I've made a start in writing in this journal. I was gonna just do this instead of making this page, but no. You've got the road to making mega bucks thing here. I was doing jogging in university. That's what this is. Jogging journey. That's what it says. I saw that come up on the camera, so I thought, you know what, I may as well just say what it is. So yeah. So here we are. I've got write down everything from the 15th of March to the 23rd of April. And that's a lot. Why not take it 2 weeks by 2 weeks? So instead of thinking about it from like, instead of thinking of it as like getting on over a month's worth of journals, I was thinking in my head it's 2 months worth of journals, but it's not. It's over a month. Instead of thinking of it as over a month's worth of journals, we can split it up into 2 weeks. So I can go from the 15th to the 29th of March, and then from the 30th to the 13th of March, the 13th or the 12th. Yeah, I can split it up. I'm actually going to make a note of that now. I'll write in the top left in pencil how I want to track my finances. Go from the 15th to the 29th, and then from the 30th to the 13th, so I can split it up and it seems more manageable, even though it's the same damn thing and I'm tracking the same amount of worth of logs. Just splitting it into 2 weeks just makes it seem like more of a manageable task and less overwhelming. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Even though I'm feeling hungry as hell, I'm just gonna make some notes here. No, oops. There you go. Oh, you can't see that clearly, hold on. Let me put my head in the way in front of the light so you can see it. There you go, so I'll split it up into segments now. From the 15th of March, 29th of March, 30th to the 12th, 12th to the 23rd. I'm feeling hungry, so I'm gonna go eat, and then I'll update you on how this goes. But that's me out. I'm gone. I'm feeling hungry. It's time to end this. Peace. Make the art of transforming your life a daily habit, and your life will transform because of your actions. Trust me. That's what's going on for me right now, and it's got to be daily. Every single day, you've got to make your proof that you're actually doing this. You've got to have some form of outlet where you're working through your fears and working through your aims and what you want to do. Every single day you have to. You have to. If you take the art of transforming your life seriously enough, you will. Trust me. But yeah, I'm gone. I'm feeling hungry, and I'll just get on with this later. But I've made a start now. I've made progress. Peace. Oh, actually, by the way, before I finish this, I've said in the start of the video, but I'll just say it again. I now actually know how much I have in total. Savings pot, bank balance, everything. But yeah, I'm gone. We'll make some progress, and let's see where I get in 10 years. Let's see if I have that aeroplane hangar and the ability to fly helicopters and planes. Bye. Remember, future, insert real name here, that we're in this together, and that I feel proud wherever you are and whatever you're doing, how far you've come. I can already tell that I'll feel proud of what we've done, what I've done, what my past self has done to be able to get to this point, even though it may have been unhealthy and we may have come from an unhealthy place. We're going to make something big of ourselves, trust me. Peace.